Massive bit of win, the king of champions. The last one's done in his Cuban. He does the job that he needs to do and get that fight on the exit. Absolutely brilliant. We just witnessed the greatest moment in world history as an esport. It was absolutely incredible. Overcome the biggest team to win the Intel Extreme Masters.
Once again, this is HDPhoenix. We do have aLtAaron here on the top in the 12 o'clock position on metalOpus as the teal Protoss, and in the bottom 6 o'clock position we have GGFight as the blue Terran. I'm once again joined by my beautiful co-host KellyMilkies. What do you think of this match, Kelly?
Metropolis super even map, even for Protoss and Terran, and this is cross position, so both of them should be confident. What I would like to see, of course, is some innovative play besides going for Bioball GGFight. Bioball is good early game, but the thing is, if you have Bioball, you need to be aggressive. You can't be contained in your base because you don't utilize your Bioball. The reason of getting a Bioball so early, such a big Bioball, I mean not really big, but you get a Bioball early in game is for you to go and harass the Protoss because you have concussive shells. You're gonna be so strong against gateway units early in the game. But I think he couldn't find, I think he couldn't justify the fact of getting caught by the sentries. All the more he should have been aggressive to avoid the sentries from actually camping outside his base.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, if he just left his units out in the open, yes, it does take a little bit more micro. You have to pay attention to your units a bit more, but you just cannot afford to be contained like that. And as soon as GG saw he was being contained, he immediately threw on the factory, immediately threw on the starport, and he just pumped out medvacs as soon as possible. But I mean, that was a good 3 minutes until he could transit. And during that time, Aaron was super safe. He just pumped nothing but drones. He got his economy up, and then after that, he just made this nice big fat push. But I mean, we do see the barracks in here. Actually, I would like to see interesting play because Marine King Prime, actually, I just saw in GSL, hit his factory, hit his barracks, and then he put a starport really, really close distance. So even though they are cross-spawn on Metalopolis, I would actually like to see a starport hit in here. It would actually be really, really cute here in the top right 2 o'clock position. If you hide it, and then you can sneak Banshees in, and until the Protoss gets a robotics facility, a robotics bay, sorry, he's not going to have observers, and you can rack up a lot of kills.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna go for the same build this time though. But Aaron knows that Colossus is super effective against Bioball. As long as he's able to scout what the Terran player is doing, he's gonna be able to react to it better. As for the Terran player, I hope he actually becomes more aggressive. Otherwise, he's gonna get contained again, and that's not gonna be very good for him. This is best of 3, right?
Absolutely, best of 3. Now, I do like the fact that he's building a tech lab. This probe is actually being super sneaky, trying to live as long as possible. And actually, you know, I mean, other than that, it's just taking the attention of GGFight. It's just the little things that makes you want to distract. But if you were in GGFight's shoes, Kelly, what do you think you're gonna do?
You mean if I'm a Terran player, what am I gonna do?
Absolutely.
I'll drop him in this map. That's not. I mean, that's without doubt. Metalopolis is one of the best drop maps you can have in this game. It's just that the position is cross, so he's a little bit unlucky on that. But if he does do it well, you can just drop like 2 dropships worth of either Marauder or Marine, just Marauders and a couple of Marines. You'll be able to take out the mineral line pretty easily. So he has to choose his fights really wisely because Terran is all about timing window and positioning.
Ooh, and actually, look, this sneaky probe. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this probe was actually going to drop a proxy Stargate, where I was just talking about a proxy starport by the Terran actually. And I mean, what do you think about this play by GG? He's basically wasting the time that he could be pushing out with these 2 Marauders and the Marines. He could be pretty much inside the Protoss base right now, but instead he chooses to kill the simulator. Do you think he should do that? Like, or should he just put out early pressure with maybe 2 or 3 SCVs?
It's too far actually on the cross position. It's very hard for him to stream in units to but the thing is he didn't even really commit to anything in the last game. Like he was kind of like I want to push, I want to extend, and he lost in just 1 fight. I mean, as a Terran player, you can at least have 2 or 3 epic fights, but he lost in just 1 engagement, so he has to think of something good now. I don't think Siege Tanks will work in this situation, so the best thing I have, I mean, since he's gonna get Medivacs, he likes to go MMM. The best suggestion I have right now is for him to go MMM, and the Protoss is expanding now. Not sure if he knows that. He'll know that soon enough, and he has to decide if he wants to push, and I think he should.
Actually, these sentries might be able to deny this SCV. Yes, he does deny it. And yeah, it's exactly as you said, Kelly. I mean, if he pushed up with those two Marauders and single Marine, when I clicked on the Protoss space, he only just had his gateways halfway done. He could have had his Bio Ball, his 2 Marauders and a Marine with 3 SCVs inside the base, and there's only a single Sentry and a single Stalker. And he is going to make a nice push out here. You know, I would like to see 1 or 2 SCVs just to get a little bit of the defense, and it looks that actually, once again, aLtAaron was moving out with 5 sentries, wanting to do that contain, but he does see with the probe that the Terran is moving out, so he is going to retreat, and very strangely, the Terran is also retreating, maybe because he felt that his little push was discovered by that probe, but I don't know. Right now, Aaron is pouring a lot of his economy into getting this expansion up, and right now on the harvester count, he is 5 harvesters ahead already, and right now the Terran needs to do something, or he's just going to fall behind. Oh! Never mind. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Yes, and it is pretty much at 2/3 of all the, and actually the concussion shots able.
It's actually a good timing window. To be very, very honest, this is actually a good timing window to do that. Because Protoss is just on his way to transiting to either his 4 gate or 3 gates, and his units, his economy is not stable yet. In any situation, this is a good timing window for him to push, and he should win this. He should put his SCV in front to tank and not put his Marauders in front. So I do hope he reposition, which he does right now. It's an arrow. He's gonna go in for the fight now, and he's gonna want to go down for the pylon, and that is a good thing. And the guy is just trying to bait him. The Protoss is just trying to bait him into a place where he gets force field. There you go, force field coming up, and the SCVs are getting caught in front, but that's okay. Guardian Shield comes out from the Protoss player, and he's gonna stream in with his Marauders. He's steam packing. His team is going in, taking down the army of the Protoss pretty easily. Here comes the Immortal. I think the Immortal is gonna be very important in this fight. If he actually loses this fight, it's gonna be really hard for him, because looking at the harvesters count, he's half the harvesters of the Protoss player actually. But he is in a bad position right now because he lost half his army to the force field. But I would say this was a good fight overall. But the Immortal actually made such a big difference. Do you see how much damage the Immortal is actually doing? Now he's gonna take out the Sentry because the Sentry has no energy at all. But
super effective. He basically just needs to suicide the rest of his army. And he actually is streaming reinforcements in. I don't agree with this GG fight, because you see the thing is he was super. He was. Oh, I mean. He wants to end this.
It's not a good idea because he only has 1 base. If he had 2 base, it's okay to do that. But if he loses all his SCV now, it's game. I mean, look at the amount of stalkers and his 2 sentry there, picking up 2 wall. He's trying to catch you in a bad position again. He shouldn't fight at that area because he's gonna get force through. There you go. But he comes himself in, and the Immortals are just decimating the Marauders, and that was such a bad position. I mean, if he could back up a bit and actually he would have a better fight, but now, I mean, the Marines are not going to do much damage to the Marauders, and there are so many stalkers there, and he has simply 0 economy left now. He has 5 harvesters in his base, and he has 1 mule. Well,
yeah.
I think this is game.
Yeah, unfortunately, and GG Fight does GG out. Whew.
I mean, that was good. That was a good position considering the fact that he missed the force fields, but the Immortal was like behind him, and just the point of pulling your SCV along with you in your fight is to let your SCV tank the damage, but yet the Immortal was behind him and shooting the Marauders, so.
Absolutely. No, I love the fact that GG was aggressive that match. He actually did have the advantage, but because when Aaron saw that big push, he's like, okay, he put himself in this tiny little corner, and then he had like 5 sentries just to force field most of the army out. So actually the probes were taking the brunt of the damage, while his stalkers were actually killing off most of the SCVs, and it was actually a very even trade. But because of the defender's advantage by the Protoss, he could just constantly warp in more stalkers. The Immortal actually didn't do much because the Immortal was actually picked off quite easily. So the Immortal just picked up a single Marauder kill, but other than that, brilliant defense by Aaron. I mean, he used his sentries almost had full energy, and then by the end of the battle, all 5 sentries were just basically finished. What? Am I seriously going to have to stare at this Pikachu and not at you? I think the viewers want to look at you, Kelly.
Okay, wait, I'm hosting first. Let me host a game.
Alright.
And then I'll show you guys my face.
Yay!
I don't have makeup. I don't want to be on camera without makeup.